Hey, bar girl, let's go.
God, would you just bring that sweet heater right
Hey.
here? Ass is a wonderland.
Don't you let me touch me!
I'm sorry.
John steps in, grabs one by the arm, and forces them to apologize before sending them running. The bar owner, impressed by John's strength, offers him a security job, and John takes it living a double life as a construction worker by day and bouncer by night. The next night on the job, two drunks start a fight, and John shuts it down fast.
Settle down.
I think we'll see.
You where the good Lord split you.
Watching all this is Frankie's boyfriend, Reno Paul Saint, who sees potential in John and hands him his card, hinting at a better offer. John turned down Reno's offer, saying he already had 2 jobs to juggle. But one day, after his shift at the construction site, a woman named Veronica showed up unexpectedly. She was the wife of the man John had killed years ago and the very person who helped shorten his sentence. But her help came with a price. She demanded $250,000 to pay for her daughter's heart transplant. Wanting to make things right, John promised to help. He checked his savings, but it wasn't even close to enough. Desperate, he turned to Frankie, who took him to meet Reno again, this time at a secret underground arena, packed with shouting fans and fighters. Reno finally revealed his plan. He wanted John to fight for money. Each win would bring in a fortune from bets. But John, still on parole, refused to take part in anything illegal, no matter how tempting it sounded. The next day, he visited Veronica to apologize, knowing he still couldn't help her. Veronica reminded John of the promise he'd made in prison to do anything to make things right. Her shouting woke her sick daughter, Sarah, who weakly stepped out of her room. The sight of her frail body hit John hard, filling him with guilt and sorrow. He finally promised Veronica he'd find a way to raise the money no matter what. The next day, while working at the construction site, John was suddenly fired over a small mistake. But moments later, his boss collapsed from a heart attack. John quickly performed first aid, saving the man's life. That night, he returned to Reno's underground arena to watch another fight. During the match, Reno's fighter got badly injured and couldn't continue. Without hesitation, John volunteered to take his place. But before his fight could begin, Mr. Wolf, a local gangster, showed up demanding money from Reno. Reno begged him to wait until after the fight. When the match started, John traded brutal blows with his opponent as the crowd went wild. In the next round, weapons were allowed. His rival grabbed a steel rod. But John pushed through the pain and took him down barehanded, winning the fight. Reno gave him the prize money, but John shared part of it with the injured fighter. A few days later, during his morning run, he was surprised to see Reno and Frankie waiting for him. Reno told John there was still big money to be made and urged him to keep fighting. After thinking it over, John agreed. To make training easier, Reno invited him to move in. Before the next match, they met Deacon, the referee in a restaurant, to discuss the fight details. During the talk, Reno admitted he was broke and couldn't afford the massive betting fee. To make things worse, John's parole wasn't fully cleared yet. After a tense argument, John managed to convince Deacon to let him fight anyway. Desperate for cash, Reno pawned his late father's prized ring, a symbol of his boxing legacy, as collateral for the next match. Later, he took John to meet a loan shark named Nestor. But things went south fast. Nestor ordered his men to kill Reno for unpaid debts. John stepped in, fearless, and challenged them to a deal. If he won, Reno walked free. If he lost, he'd take on the debt himself. The brutal 10-minute fight began, and John unleashed a storm of blows, easily taking down Nestor's men one by one, until none were left standing.
Biscuit, you gon' fat meatloaf biscuit. Ho! Attaboy, John!
John quickly knocked out his opponent and claimed victory. Without wasting time, he and Reno left the area. On their way home, John got a call from Veronica. Her daughter Sarah had suddenly collapsed and was rushed to the hospital. Seeing the frail girl lying weakly in bed tore John apart. He promised himself he'd do whatever it took to help her get the surgery. Later, while leaving, he overheard Reno and Frankie arguing. Frankie accused Reno of using John just to clear his debts, but Reno denied it, saying John was just an ex-con and not as noble as she thought. He even accused Frankie of liking John. Right then, John walked in, making the tension thick in the air. That night, before his next match, Reno apologized for his harsh words. John kept fighting and winning each match tougher than the last, but even after all those victories, he still hadn't earned enough to face the reigning champion. His fame was growing fast though, so fast that other fighters started backing out of matches in fear. Reno wasn't too bothered. He said he'd find John another worthy opponent. One night at the bar, John noticed two men staring at him from a car. Turns out, they were working for Veltz, a dangerous mob boss Reno owed money to. While Reno gambled somewhere else, Veltz's men showed up, demanding payment, forcing Reno to beg for more time. Veltz's men warned Reno he had 1 week to pay up, or Frankie would pay the price. Desperate, John entered a brutal match against a Mexican fighter. It was an intense brawl. John came out on top, earning another victory. Afterward, he, Reno, and Frankie hit a bar to celebrate. There, John questioned why Reno didn't plan his fights more strategically. Reno admitted that as John's fame grew, the bets got bigger, so they had to keep fighting to stay afloat. Soon after, John got a call from Veronica and rushed to her house, only to find her unconscious beside a note revealing Sarah's organ donation had been canceled. Overcome with guilt, Veronica had tried to end her life. John quickly rushed her to the hospital. While waiting, he opened up to Frankie, explaining he wasn't fighting for money or glory. He was fighting to save the daughter of the man he once killed. When Veronica finally woke up, John promised he'd get the money no matter what. Meanwhile, Reno tried to buy back his father's ring from the pawn shop, only to learn it had already been sold for a higher price. Furious and defeated, he walked away empty-handed. One night, John faced Nestor's men again. After the fight, Reno and Nestor arranged a new match with a $150,000 wager each.
Not like me, you'd be begging.
John asked Nestor to surrender, but he refused, insisting the fight continue. Not wanting to kill anyone, John walked away, giving Nestor the win. Meanwhile, Veltz's men caught Reno and beat him brutally for not paying his debt. The next day, they followed John and took him to a luxury mansion, where he finally met Veltz, the father-in-law of John's old construction boss. Grateful that John had saved his son-in-law's life, Veltz promised to grant him one favor. John asked for two things: to fund Sarah's heart surgery and to clear Reno's debt. But Veltz said he'd only grant one. John chose to help Reno. Later, he decided to leave Reno's house, and Reno tearfully thanked him for everything. Soon after, Reno got a call. Someone had placed a huge bet for John to face the reigning champ, Sharp. That night, John stepped into the arena, fists raised as the crowd roared. At the same time, Veronica discovered that Sarah's surgery had been fully paid for. John showed up at the hospital to comfort her, and moments later, Reno and Frankie arrived. John returned Reno's family ring, finally closing the painful chapter they'd shared. In the end, this movie shows that no matter how far you run, your past always finds you. But facing it head-on is what truly defines you. If you love intense stories like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.